Can you talk a little bit about sort of the implementation approaches, how those differ between larger organizations versus those smaller groups?
Yeah, 100%. You hit the nail on the head, Paul. If I was to bucket everybody into, let's say, two buckets, large and smaller, large and smaller. When we talk about large, let's say hospital groups, we're working with a client right now that is, I think, 26 hospitals, 46,000 employees coming, going to be moving into HubSpot. Those type of folks have usually robust processes in place, right? They've been really very successful. They probably have lots of systems already set up, and taking away those processes or systems is tragic, right, to that organization. You can't just rip it out and say, hey, here's exactly how you do it today. So I think there is a lot more like prep project management time that goes into, okay, how do we slowly transition maybe an MVP group, or out of a 26 hospital group, maybe we do one and then transition some of the other hospitals there. The larger groups do tend to take a little bit longer. It's not so much around the HubSpot technical part that's longer, quote unquote. It's really more about the planning and making sure, like, hey, we can keep this, $2 billion business doing what it's doing without pulling out the systems that impact their day to day. In the smaller, let's say smaller bucket, I think HubSpot's a great fit today for a lot of those like patient provider companies. Maybe it's a one or two dentist operation. Maybe it's like the vein clinic that I was talking about, where they've got maybe 100 different locations. Maybe it's just a general practice. Maybe it's a senior living facility. There's lots of those that fall into maybe some of the smaller buckets. And when you think about those buckets, that mapping is still absolutely crucial. But usually it's easier to pull out some of those processes or move over some of those processes to give you a little bit better, almost like a land and expand version, or a try this and let's continue to build on it. Whereas in some of those larger, you can't do that, right? It's like, hey, you have to have very much the process in place. Here's exactly how we're going to do it. Here's how we're going to plan this out, and it's more of a hard cut versus like a slow slide.